But anyways, that's my life. That's Dudes' life. That's Jeff's life. One thing about Canada's life, especially in the sports category.
Shohei.
Ohtani. Appreciate the help
I saw
there.
your brain going there.
Kem.
Yeah.
You can't turn on any form of television, any channel, without seeing this guy's mug all over the television screen. I don't know baseball well. I like to watch it. I don't know too much about the players. I don't know too much about performance. I don't know too much about $600 million. None of us really do.
American.
Is he worth it, I guess, is what I'm bringing up. Is he worth it?
Oh, man, he's obviously worth it. He's the best player in the world right now. And if you disagree with that, you're an idiot, in my opinion, because not only is he the best hitter, but he's not the best pitcher, but he's definitely in the top 10 at least.
Of all time?
No, of like this generation, this era, currently in the MLB, right?
Strikeout machine, man.
Right, and so
he's
I don't
a pitcher
know.
too, right?
Yeah, like
so here's
ace
the
pitcher.
thing, okay? In the baseball world,
pitcher.
when you get to a certain age, you're either a pitcher or you're a position player, okay? So when you're a pitcher, I know like when senior, they would throw like in the MLB, it's like 5 days rest, okay? So you're focused on pitching. That's what you do. You don't hit. That's what your mindset is. That's what your goal is. That's what your research is being a pitcher, doing the proper work, running, stretching, all that shit. He's doing that, and think about the best pitchers in the MLB that only pitch, that are going through their ups and downs, right? They're not even worrying about hitting. Ohtani is doing that as well. So he has 2 games locked in right now when most people can only do the one.
So if he can only do the one, he's worth $300 million. But the fact that he can do 2, he's worth 6.
I would say the multi part of his game is definitely a factor in the price. I still think even if he was just a hitter, you could pay him that much money. He's proven, man. He hits like 50 home runs a year, and like he's an RBI machine. He's not a super easy out, which is part of the analytics and stuff. Like I would like to see his strikeout to walk ratio. That would be nice to see, just because like it means he would get on base more for a walk than he would be swinging and missing or letting pitches go for strike 3, right? Like he's just a machine. And I think this is kind of similar in a way that if Toronto was to like trade for McDavid, I think that would be similar hype in a hockey comparison. It different because McDavid's obviously from Ontario. That part of it's different, but Shohei, man, like he's brought the game to Japan. Like, yeah, Japan knew of the MLB, but like they're getting Angels jerseys over there, and like it's an influx of this. Like he's changing the dimension of the game. And I guarantee you, there's thousands of people out there trying to do the pitcher hitter thing now because they can see that it's done. But
and that it pays.
Kawhi to Toronto, that was a big moment. This is a little bit bigger than that, in my opinion. Yeah. Obviously, I think because of a baseball, but yeah, man, I think that could change the complexity of the Jays organization if they do land him, but I will say it will add that much more pressure to win.
Yeah.
So. And
it might take some pressure off Laddie, though. Might take some pressure off some of the guys that are being paid to perform.
Well, that's the thing about your baseball order, too. Like, when you have you want your 1, 2, 3 guys to be your best hitters. You want those guys to get the most amount of at-bats. That's why you put them there. Obviously, your cleanup hitters, your RBI machine, a home run hitter. But part of that is the protection in the lineup. So you want your 4-hitter to not be the only guy that they have to go after. You want it to be tough by the time they get there, that the pitcher's worn down and he has to worry about 2, 3, 4 before he gets to 5, right? Yeah. So when you have a guy like Ohtani and Vladdy, now it's like Bichette and Vladdy, and if neither one of them are going, they weren't really that hot, right? So it's like you're relying on that one bat in the lineup to get it done, but now you get that protection up in the lineup. You can hit him leadoff, you can hit him second.
Put him anywhere, he's rover.
That's it, right? So now you have guys that it takes a little bit of pressure off them in the batting order for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Toronto, man, sports market. It's funny watching the American media just go bashing Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing? It's cold. The taxes are high. No one watches you. You don't play on national TV. What are you doing going to Toronto? And then you look at Sid. Sid had a great. What was his last name? Sid Sixario. Sixario had a great rant. He's like, "What are you talking about? You go to the Dodgers. They got more higher taxes than they do here in Canada. You talk about traffic in LA. No one wants to go play in LA. The traffic. You got to leave 4 days before the game." Like he mentioned a lot of good points that you wouldn't have think compared to playing in Hollywood compared to Toronto. Yeah. But, he made some really good points. But I don't know. It'll be sick, man. Toronto, the Blue Jays.
It would be one of the best business decisions they've ever made.
Oh,
are like arguably the best.
Rogers would go. So they'd be so. Imagine getting that guy in
And
your
they're-
Rogers commercials.
They're doing renovations at the field now. It's just the stars are aligning, in my opinion.
Skip the
but-
dishes commercials. He'd
Yeah.
be everywhere.
And he went to high school with Kikuchi, is something I read. So that's like, you know, when guys come over here from Japan or overseas at all, it's nice to have. Like,
That
picture you going over to
multicultural-
Japan to play ball. You would hope that someone was over there that you could at least conversate with or converse with. I don't know what the term is for that, but have a conversation with.
Can he
Or
speak English?
Shohei?
Yeah.
I think he can. I don't think it's great, but like
Vladdy can't, but they make it work. They have like a translator for
Oh
him.
God, yes. They would have a representative for every nationality on that team, man. Like, that's just how it is. You ever look in a baseball dugout, dude? There's like 700 people down there.
Yeah.
They got a translator for him and him. They got this guy for him. There's the therapist. Like, it's just, it's a village, man. It really is. But I don't think that's gonna be a factor. People will learn Japanese if they need to.
Man, they're saying that it could happen this week, like today, tomorrow, like any day.
Is that the word?
Yeah, it's just down to a coin flip, really. Dodgers or the Jays. They've both given the tours. There's really nothing else to be said than whatever he wants to do at this point. So we'll see. I compare it to like signing LeBron. It'd be like bringing
Yeah.
LeBron to the Raptors.
Wow.
Like
Agreed,
a big
agreed.
star, not from Canada.
Yep.
It's kind of weird for them to consider going to Canada because of the top player in the game.
It's true.
But there's a real chance. And with the dollars, when you bring it down, that 600 mil is going to be closer to 800 mil Canadian.
Yeah, Canadian.
So it'll be
yeah.
closer to like $1 billion deal.
But he'll only get $3 million for it because of taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be like he's going to be the guy in Canada for a long time if he comes. So.
If you're the GM of the Jays, I'm calling Matthews and I'm going, hey, Austin, how are you, brother? I was wondering if you'd do me a quick favor. Do you mind calling O'Shaughnessy here and just, what? O'Shaughnessy here. What is it?
Ohtani.
Ohtani. If you mind calling Ohtani here and just telling him what it's like to be a superstar in the city and how great it is and how, you do anything. You pull out any trick you have in the bag just to get this guy to come swing a bat in the state or in the province of Ontario.
It's true.
Why wouldn't you?
He's so low key though, man. Like he put teams out of the running because they were too public about him being interested. Like he doesn't want anything, and he won his AL MVP just a few months ago. Did you see the video of him?
I didn't even know
He's
he won.
He won this year, and he's just sitting on a couch like this alone with his dog, like at his house, just with like a smile on his face, like no big party and like nothing.
That's what you want from
He's
an
the most
all-star.
low key guy you'll ever
Superstar.
see.
He is dialed.
Yeah,
is
he does
dialed.
not care. He likes baseball, and he does not want the attention, which is funny because like Toronto, but people are actually pitching Toronto as less of a big pressure market than the Dodgers right now.
It is just
So,
because of the Canadian market.
Well, the
Like,
Leafs. The people put pressure on the Leafs, not so much the Jays.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree? It's more Leafs country than Jays country.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, baseball originated in the States, right? Whereas hockey originates in Canada, so that's why the nucleus of the game is always so high pressured, right?
Yeah.
Montreal, Toronto, Edmonton, that kind of shit. But in the States, the eyeballs are there.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a different mecca.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
the fact that he's even considered is wild.
it's
you know?
insane. We're so much further along than anyone thought the Jays would be when it came to this. But yeah, and the Dodgers are like the #1 supported team in LA, in California.
Oh yeah.
More than any of the football teams, any of the hockey teams.
Man, that stadium's beautiful.
So they're the
Dodger
team.
Stadium.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Got the most money,
Yeah,
most
oh,
history.
yes.
It's like the Yankees and the Dodgers, really, when it comes to craziness in baseball. So if Ohtani wants to stay away, go to the Jays.
Oh man, it'd be not that it's not going to be a good summer regardless, but just seeing him in Toronto.
Listen, I can tell you this, boys, and you can map this right now. If they land him, I will be going to a weekend set at some point this
Yeah.
summer. Like, and if Randy, my boss at the course, is listening, you can mark the time off now because that's what I'm doing. You got to. Like, that's just
Yeah.
one of those things of your lifetime. It's like getting to see Sid play.
Yeah.
Right? Ohtani, if you're a baseball fan, man, I've never once turned the TV on and go, Angels? Nah. They had Mike Trout, they had Ohtani, but I just like, as a guy that played baseball, it just amazes me to play both positions, right? Because my best buddy Cam was a pitcher, and I got to go through like all his process with him, and that's only senior baseball, man, and he was very like detailed and like intricate in all his movements and everything he did. So to throw hitting, and then when you throw him at the dish, he was shit, right? Like he might get you a bunt or get a bunt down or slap a single over shortstop, but then you get him on the mound and he's back to dialed, right? So the two part of the of his game is ridiculous. And he can play first, the outfield. Like, come on,
And
man.
the fact that he's a direct flight away. Halifax, a direct flight doesn't come as often as you think. So a direct flight right to Toronto to see this guy. And we all know every now and then a cheap, quick flight to Toronto is available. $200, maybe $175 to round trip. You're back. So I don't know. It's exciting times. It's very exciting.
Yeah, they're gonna make their money back tenfold if they get him.
Oh my God, I'll buy a jersey.
Yeah,
Yes.
Belly, I was going to say, Belly, you're buying a jersey the first day.
Buddy, I'm going to Alibaba
Put it
after
next
the podcast.
to the tail.
Just buy it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're and it's crazy because Rogers historically has never spent any money. Their first contract they ever spent money on was like Ryu, which was like 80 mil, and then it was Springer, which was like, in a couple $100 million. But this is just a whole other stratosphere.
I'd be able to afford this guy off what I've paid Rogers my whole life, $150 a
Yeah.
month for 32 years.
So if we
That's
they
around
get him,
$600 million,
Yeah.
right?
they can thank all of us.
100%.
Paying Rogers.
Paying Rogers up the other cell phone bill. Pay the money. We're paying the money. We're paying Rogers.
Yeah, so give him
Rogers, you pay him. I don't mind
Yeah,
paying.
it's a beautiful
paying
thing.
my cell phone bill becomes a little bit easier knowing that the money's going in his pocket.
Yeah, would you add $1.50 onto your
Yes.
bill each month to
This is-
get Ohtani?
This is a shout out to Rogers. You can up my bill by $20 if you guys can get Ohtani. $20 I will give you. You can up it to $170. I'm paying $150. I'm a little PO'd, but put it to $170 if you get
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei
Shohei
Ohtani.
Ohtani.
So that's how we feel right here at the High Button Sports Studio.
We're going to have to
Yeah.
get you a clip after of you saying his name, and we'll put it into all those spots where you couldn't get it.
Yeah, it's not my
Post-editing.
fault. Like I'm sitting here with good intentions. I struggle with names. It's been an issue my whole life. So
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's one of my favorite things about you.
I appreciate it.
It gives me Don Cherry vibes, and I'm a big Don Cherry fan. So when you mess names up, I look forward to it. I
Great.
do. I really do. Because that's kind of where you build the chemistry too, right? Because I know when you're struggling. I can
Yeah.
see the brain going, I can't say this name.
I don't know, but that's why I got you guys here. You help me.
That's it. We're a unit.